What is going on, guys? Poketism here, back with another market update video. If you like the content, consider dropping a like, maybe even a comment saying SpaghettiOs, and a subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And for our based and beta comments of the day, our base comment goes to the sober dad who says, got invited for retail purchases through Best Buy for $90. I'm assuming this is in reference to the prismatic UPC or SPC. Congratulations. I signed up for that, but was not invited. Pretty sad, but congratulations on getting that SBC at retail. That is amazing. And for our beta comment of the day, we have Cloudfire TCG. How dare you clickbait me with SpaghettiOs? No, 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 no. There's no clickbait with SpaghettiOs because there's no SpaghettiOs in the thumbnail. Thanks for the comment, Cloudfire. I appreciate it. And make sure you guys leave your base and beta comments down below. All right, so let's jump into today's topic. So maybe about every once a week, we like to look at what is trending on the collector website. So I like to kind of view the short-term price fluctuations with Pokemon sealed product. That is what I really enjoy and why I made this YouTube channel. And we're also going to look at a couple of the single cards from some of these sealed products as well, and see how they've been performing with the recent market craze. So let's start off here with the Perfect Order Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. So for pre-orders, this was around $300. Never pre-order these types of things. That's just a ridiculous amount of money to be paying, especially for this set. And we have dropped all the way down here to about $135 for the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. If you were not able to get your pre-order for this on the Pokemon Center website, I think that these prices are pretty darn good to get yourself a copy of the box. So we're looking at sales at $125, $125, $119, $120. And no, this is not an April Fool's joke. These sales have actually happened. So if you are a Pokemon Center or exclusive Pokemon product collector, I do believe that this is probably going to be one of the best opportunities to get this box. Who knows? Even if it gets down to $100, I would probably want to buy a case of them, to be honest with you. I think the upside potential for this product is way higher than the downside risk. So definitely something to keep in mind. Perfect Order booster boxes. We are seeing a similar trend here. Look at this right now. Unopened, $192 plus $2 shipping. You can get both of these Perfect Order boxes for quite near MSRP. Now, I do understand that this isn't one of the most desirable sets, but for items that can only drop from the Pokemon Center website and or your local LGS or local game store, these products are priced very well for long-term returns, in my opinion. So, who knows if we're ever going to see another Pokemon Center exclusive box for Perfect Order being uploaded to the website, if we're ever going to get those restocked. And with Perfect Order, who knows if we're going to get more of these booster boxes dropped into the rotation as well. So I think that both of these Perfect Order products that we've been talking about are definitely things to keep on your radar. Ascended Heroes Elite Trainer Box here. No surprises as this set continues to keep climbing. We are seeing a decrease of volume here, which is telling me that people aren't really wanting to pay this much for this ETB. And I get it. This product just dropped. We're looking at sales at $128, $134, $125, $125, $127. I would have loved to be able to allocate more money when this was $100 a box, but as we say in the investing in collectibles space, if only I had a crystal ball and I knew the future of this product price movement. But I'm happy with the 5 ETBs that I have, and we'll leave it at that. Hopefully this does get printed into the ground like Prismatic has been printed into the ground, and we'll keep these prices down below $200 because I have no doubt that these ETBs are going to be be $200 before their life cycle or their print cycle is complete. So we'll just have to see. Keep your eyes open for good deals on these because they are becoming harder and harder to come by. Now, if we take a look at the Mega Gengar EX from Ascended Heroes, there's one listed for $1,400. That is just insanity. Looks like the most economical option right now is about $1,150 plus $1 shipping. So on release, how much were we looking at? Just under $1,000 card. Then we dropped down to around an $800 card, and now we are going up. So this is not typical of what you see from a Pokemon release. Usually cards like this, they will be at their highest on release, then we drop down quite significantly and then slowly work our way up as we go through the product's print cycle. That's not happening with Ascended Heroes. So we need to kind of change our strategy with that in mind because the market is ever changing and this product is continuing to drive insane demand. And because of that, a lot of people are not opening their products. A lot less of these cards are going into circulation, and therefore the card prices are going to continue to increase. Absolutely crazy. Let's take a look at recent sales. We got $11.79, $11.91. One sold for $500. I'm guessing that's Japanese. $11.25 and $11.50. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Same sort of deal here with the Pikachu EX. There's one selling for $800. Lowest listed is $819. This was around $500 right on release, right? And now we're just continuing to climb up at a ridiculous pace. People really want this card. Sales for $800, $788, $500, $789, and $780. Just insanity what's going on with Ascended Heroes. And I have a feeling that this set is going to also be bringing a lot of people into the hobby who, for nostalgia's sake, a lot of good Gen 1 chase cards in here. Now, Kirbytism, aka my girlfriend, her favorite card is the Pikachu from this set. Now, one thing I find interesting about the Pikachu is we're kind of telling a different story here than the other cards that we've gone over from Ascended Heroes, right? So we started up above $400, and now we've just been kind of chopping sideways between $300 and $350. Let's take a look here at the most recent sales. We got $350, $340, $333, $332, $325. Not an insane amount of volume for purchases of these coming through, but that is, it's interesting to see how this one is behaving differently than this one, because then that tells us that the community finds this Pikachu to be a lot cooler than this Pikachu here. Phantasmal Flames booster boxes continuing to do crazy shenanigans. Let's take a look here. So let's see if we can go back to release. Yeah, so on release, we were selling for around $330 to $350. Dropped down to, I did see boxes at one point around $200 a box. And now we have just been climbing. Let's take a look at most recent sales here. $370, $370, $389, $384. This is almost a $400 box. We are basically seeing a repeat of what has happened with Destined Rivals, where Destined Rivals was one of the first modern sets in recent rotation where the booster box went to $500 while it's still in rotation. So, Phantasmal Flames, it's following its footsteps, and that also means that some of the top chases in this set are also doing something similar. So Mega Charizard XEX, the one with the full evolution line of Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard, is clearly a fan favorite. And let's go ahead and zoom out here on the year. So we did have sales right out of the gate around up to $1,000, anywhere from $600 to $1,000. Then we dropped down to about $480 to $500 a card, $600 a card, and then we just have been climbing up. We hit as high as $975, and now we're starting to cool off just a tad. So let's take a look at most recent sales. We got 820, 775, a Korean one for 443, 799, and 787. So we are kind of chilling around close to the all-time highs for this card. Most sales that I've seen have been slightly over $800 or $850, and we're just kind of chilling there. So Modern is going super crazy right now. People are loving these chase cards from some of these sets. And in turn, we're seeing the booster box prices go up. So crazy, crazy time in the market. Now, I do like to check on the gold cards every once in a while. They're typically not a crowd favorite amongst most Pokemon collectors. And so we peaked up here at around $400, and we've been dropping down to local lows. So we are actually lower than where we were back in December. So sitting at around $333 a card. Most recent sales, $334, $268, $341, $339, $329. Potential controversial take here, but I don't believe this card, or I do believe this card is potentially undervalued, right? Because the booster box has been going up in price, so has the Charizard or Mega Charizard X. And this one has just been going down. It's moving in opposite direction. So this card is rarer than the SIR, but it's not as popular as the Special Illustration Rare. And I do think due to its rarity that this will appreciate in price over time. You know, it won't be substantial. Granted that the gold cards aren't very popular. However, this does look really cool in person. It's a really nice, clean monochrome look. Kind of reminds me of the monochrome from Black Bolt and White Flare. And we are sitting right at the bottom of our support zone. So if this is something you were thinking of getting, now's maybe not too bad of a time with minimal downside risk. And then lastly today, got to check out one of the celebrations items. So the UPC continues to do craziness. A few months ago, we were around $800 a box. Now we are sitting at around $1,000, which makes total sense ramping up here into the 30th anniversary. Most recent sales, $1,100, $998, $998, $965. Crazy to see what's going on with this box, and I'm sure that it will continue to tear as we work our way up to the 30th anniversary. Thanks for watching today's video, guys. If you like the content, it would really help me out if you gave this a thumbs up and a subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!